episode of Hot Garbage. I'm Nicholas.
I'm Greg.
And today we're going to talk about a little global economic crisis. Greg has got some interesting things he wants to share with us that you may be interested in.
Well, it's not really interesting, though it should be. Today, as we know, the Federal Reserve Chairman decided to drop the interest rate 0.75%. And that sounds good. You think, ooh, well, let me go get in debt. Let me go buy a bunch of shit I don't need. That's what I always want to do. You know, I saw your truck. So people go out and they buy things and they get further into debt. So basically the whole idea of dropping the rate is to encourage more debt. So while that may bring about a temporary boost in the economy, the long-term ramifications are the same cycle, and it's just going to get worse next year, the year after that, and the year after that. Because when you lower the interest rate, what does that mean?
Well, it means that you pay less back.
Well, it means that they're going to make more money available. Okay,
because that's kind of like what's happened with our housing market.
Pretty similar, because when they had the adjustable rate mortgages, they had mortgages so low they made so many houses available to people that really shouldn't have been able to qualify for them. Like somebody that could qualify for a $300,000 house decided to go for a $400,000 or $500 house because they was, ooh, they qualified me for a loan. Let me go get in debt. So that's what's so what they do is they have to create more money, have nothing. So the value of the dollar, when that happens, the value of the dollar drops. They have more money in circulation for people that really can't afford to pay for those dollars. So in the long run, the dollar is going to continue to drop because of this wonderful idea of lowering the interest rate to encourage more debt. So I just think that was probably not the best idea.
What does that mean for you and me, Greg? I mean, what's the value losing its dollar, or the dollar losing its value? What does that mean for you and me?
Well, means beer's going to go up. You know, that's bad. You know, I remember in college, I used to eat McDonald's before I was better informed. And a Happy Meal was $2.99, and 10 years ago, you know, not a Happy Meal, but a Big Mac meal. And now it's almost $5. And that's only in 10 years, almost double in price in 10 years. Don't you think?
That's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always hear my elders talking about, I remember when things were a nickel. You go out on a date, a movie, and a hamburger, or fill your car full of gas for $5.
Yeah, well, it's gotten expensive.
So we'll talk more about that after this commercial break.
See you in a minute.
I'm Ron Paul, and I'm running for president. So are a lot of other people, as you may have noticed. But I'm the only one in either party who's pledged to bring our troops home from Iraq immediately and cut government spending. In Congress, I've never voted for an unbalanced budget, and as president, I'll veto any one that passes. Deficit spending threatens the dollar and our future prosperity. Once we stop wasting trillions overseas, we can cut the budget and still help people who need it. I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
Hi, welcome back from our commercial break. This is Hot Garbage, and I'm Nicholas.
And I'm Greg.
We were just talking about the global economic crisis and what it means, the value of a dollar means, and the interest rate dropping. I think Greg's talking a little much and maybe needs to explain a little more. Well, bring us back up to speed, Greg.
Basically, when they drop the interest rate, it's kind of a bet that the Federal Reserve and all the other lending institutions are playing that says if we drop the rate, more people will buy stuff. But having to buy stuff because of a rate means you're buying it when you're not able to afford it. So you know, it's usury, basically, and you just get caught deeper and deeper into the debt system. They wouldn't have to lower the rate if people had the money on hand to go and buy stuff.
Very interesting, Greg. So you're saying that people should be making more dollars. If they made more dollars, would that help the situation out?
Well, they're inevitably going to make more dollars because they're flooding the market with dollars. So the value of the dollar is going down. So if you don't make more dollars, you're going to have to get into debt. It's almost a conundrum.
Well, you can't get out of that if you can't make more money, or if you do make more money and the dollar goes worthless.
The big problem, and I think people can see this throughout America, and probably throughout the world, about America and some of the other countries that are a little bit higher on their materialism rate than others. People always want to have the latest and greatest. And that is sort of to the detriment of their own financial situation. You know, they go and they want to buy the brand new HD TV that costs, you know, $1,500 and they really don't need it, so they get into debt. That's their personal debt, that's fine. But with everybody in America being in debt, I think somewhere along the lines of $5,000 per household in credit card debt, not even counting what they owe for their mortgage and their car. And, you know, some people want to go and get a car every year, so they wind up being severely upside down on their car notes and further in debt. They're paying off cars they haven't driven in 5 years because they keep switching cars. Because it's the immediate gratification overlooks the necessity of long-term prosperity for your family.
Sure. So, what are your thoughts on a cure? No, maybe not a cure, but what are some steps that we could take to prevent our dollar from losing its value?
Well, unfortunately, on a personal level, you're not going to be able to prevent that. The best thing that somebody can do on a personal level is just watch their spending and their deficit spending. Just like the federal government has deficit spending and state governments and local governments, people do too. So if you control your deficit spending and say like balance the budget, so like this coming year you can balance your budget where you don't do any deficit spending for this year, and the only debt you have remaining is debt from previous years. So at least you're not getting further and further into debt, you know, like our government, which is over $9 trillion in debt, and it's growing at something about $2 billion a day, maybe more. That's all money getting borrowed from China. But that's a whole other episode of Hot Garbage there, I believe.
That's a lot going on, Greg. It's about all we have time for on this installment of Hot Garbage, but maybe we'll extend the global economic crisis situation the next episode.
We'll have to see if we get enough viewer-generated fan mail about these issues, and maybe we will cover this topic again.
Yeah, we'll have to leave some kind of link, wouldn't we?
Well, I suppose that may have to happen. Good point.
So I'll let you do that, Greg.
Well, I appreciate it. Cheers to you.
See you next time.